anybody ever cooks, you have to start by washing your hands. So you're going to thoroughly wash your hands before you start cooking. That's the first thing that you're going to do. After you're done washing your hands, we're going to start preparing it. So you're going to need a large mixing bowl. You're going to need at least 2 pounds of ground beef. I use 80% lean. For seasoning, I use adobo seasoning. Adobo seasoning with pepper. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake it right on top, and I'm going to be generous with my seasoning. That's all. That's all the seasoning that you're going to need. Then you're going to take Parmesan cheese, and you're going to sprinkle that on top. Then you're also going to need 2 large eggs. So you're going to crack the eggs. You can crack the eggs on the side. I know some people prefer to crack it on the side. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. Today I didn't. But you're going to need 2 large eggs. Here you're going to need parsley. You can use curly parsley. I prefer flat leaf parsley. And I just get, as you can see, it's just a handful. I'm showing you here how you just glide the knife back and forth. And some people like to curl their fingers in. I have really short fingers, so I need all the grip I can get. I could just never manage to curl my fingers and get a good grip. I don't know, everything will be flying everywhere, so I just don't even bother. I can handle the knife the way I do it, so I'm not worried about cutting my finger. So you just chop it up finely. As you can see, it's a lot, but it does give it a lot of flavor. Just continue to chop it up finely until you feel that it's small enough for you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add that to the meat. And then after you add that to the meat, you're going to add 1 cup of breadcrumbs. I like using the breadcrumbs that has the Italian seasoning, because it has seasoning, so you don't even have to worry about adding any more seasoning. I don't like the plain one. Why are you going to add plain? Add the seasoned one. And then from there, you are just going to mix everything together with your hands. Don't be afraid to mix everything with your hands. That way you know it's all thoroughly mixed. It's your best tool. So some people say don't over mix. I don't know. I don't know. You be your own judgment. It's all the same to me. I mean, it all turns out the same whether I do mix it a little bit, whether I mix it a lot, it all turns out the same. It's still nice and soft and moist. So here I'm just using both of my hands here. So after you're done mixing, then what you're gonna do again was the first step that we did. We wash our hands. Get all that meat off our hand. So just try to clean your hands really well, because from here we're just going to start getting your pot and putting it on the stove and starting to make your meatballs. Okay, so from here you can just get your spaghetti sauce. I have 2 jars of spaghetti sauce, 16 ounces, and I just pour them in. And what I do is I add just a little bit of water, about 3 to 4 ounces of water to one of the containers, one of the jars, and just to clean it out. And then I pour that into the other one, do the same thing, and then pour that into my pot. You can see I'm doing that right now. And then from there, then I'll take my spoon and I'll start turning and mixing everything together. I don't add any seasoning to my sauce at all. You can if you want to. I don't, because I think that the meat itself has enough seasoning, and you don't want your food to come out salty. The sauce already has seasoning and it has salt. The meat is seasoned already, so you just don't want to overdo it. So here, just grabbed some of the meat. You can get whatever size you want, and we're just going to make it into a ball now. So you can make it as big as you want. I usually try to make different sizes. I make small ones, medium ones, and large ones, only because sometimes not everyone wants a big one or a small one. Some are in the mood for a medium size ball. Sometimes they're in the mood for a large size ball. And sometimes some people prefer small balls, meatballs. So here we're going to make all different sizes. So I try to keep it different sizes, but most of the time I try to make medium-sized meatballs. That's what I prefer. I'm just showing you here what I do. Just take it right in the middle of your palm and just do like a circular motion. Use your thumb, because your thumb is what keeps it in from falling. And then you just, as you can see, I'm just really making it into a ball there. All right. It usually doesn't take me too long to make 2 pounds of meatballs. Maybe, I don't know, about 15 minutes. So here we're just going to continue making meatballs. And I'll just let it run. Some people enjoy watching the process of making meatballs and people cooking, so I'll just let it run from here. And you can just watch. Sometimes you'll see me going slow just to make sure you see everything that I'm doing, and sometimes I'll just go normal speed. And this is actually my normal speed. Oh, the heat, I actually have it on medium heat. I don't try to have it on high. I keep it on medium heat right now, and it is bubbling. I like to keep it like that because as I'm putting the meatballs into the sauce, they're actually cooking at the same time. It makes the whole cooking time go faster. Once I'm done making the meatballs, at the end, I do take the heat down just a little bit. But other than that, I really don't change the temperature of it. And then I keep it on the stove for maybe a good 20 minutes, 25 minutes on the stove. And I let it sit there and I let it cook. You'll see me from time to time coming back and just turning the meatballs and just turning just so it doesn't burn or stick to the bottom of the pot, because the worst thing that can happen is for your meatballs to stick to the bottom of the pot and to burn. You don't ever, ever, ever want your meatballs to burn. Why don't I fry my meatballs before I put it in the pot? I tried it once. I didn't feel as though it changed the meatballs, the taste of the meatballs for the better. To me, it really didn't make that much of a difference that I felt that I needed to take that extra step to put it on the stove. It was so much more work putting the meatballs on the stove, sauteing them, flipping them, making them brown, then putting them in the pot to boil. It was so much more work. I tried it. It wasn't even worth it. To me, it wasn't worth it. The taste wasn't any, it didn't make a difference. It really didn't make a difference. I asked my husband if it made a difference for him. To him, it really didn't make a difference. So I stick to what I know. I stick to what tastes good, and I will continue to do it this way. It is easy, it is simple, it is fast. I promise you. Foolproof. Foolproof meatball. Guaranteed. Foolproof meatball. So from here, what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to continue making the meatballs, and you'll see the process of the meatballs cooking after I'm done making the meatballs. Okay. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.